Starting a business, there's a lot of insecurity around there, and I had it. So I wanted to come on and talk about it and maybe give some tips or share some tips that were strategies that I used to kind of help with that. So I hope it helps. It's about overcoming the fear of financial insecurity and stability when you're thinking about working for yourself or starting a business. I know that's a challenge that a lot of people face, especially moms. And when I say moms, I mean a single mom, or even if you have a partner, if you have two incomes, that can be a concern. So I wanted to kind of discuss some of the things that helped me. So first, let's acknowledge that this fear is completely normal. The thought of leaving a 9-to-5 job, the idea can be quite daunting. I've had that fear. I'm sure everyone has, especially when you don't have a safety net like a partner or a spouse or a trust fund or whatever it is to back you, and you're the sole provider financially, which is my situation. So that would apply to moms, single women, divorced moms, single moms, or you're the major breadwinner and your partner or husband or wife is a stay-at-home parent. Financial security is a major concern when you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, especially when you have responsibilities like bills, rent, mortgage, loans, and you have a family to support and they're counting on you to do it. To tackle the fear, it helps to know where the fear is coming from. Like, what is it that we're afraid of? Is it the fear of not having enough money? Is it the fear of the unknown? Is it the fear of failure? Once you kind of figure out what it is I'm afraid of, it's a lot easier to manage that fear, and you can come up with either some rituals or tools or information to help mitigate it. For instance, if your fear is not having enough money, then of course you would try to build up a savings, a little cushion, a safety net, maybe project how long it'll take for you to start bringing in income for your business so that you will have enough money that will make you comfortable. If it's the fear of the unknown, research can help a lot, which is one of the reasons why I made this channel. In addition to exposing my art and getting my art out there, I also wanted to share the information that I found. And the information is not anything new. There's a lot of people that share information, but it just depends on who you like to get it from. But back to my point, in terms of the unknown, we don't know what we don't know, and there's usually an answer to every question. However, if you are clear about, okay, I'm afraid that if I get started, there'll be things that I don't know that would be detrimental to my success. Usually that is not the case. There are usually things where maybe you realize, well, if I had known this, I would have started, say, as an LLC as opposed to a sole proprietorship. Those are the little unknowns that you can try to get ahead of, but the best thing is to just be okay with the fact that it is a learning process. Trust that when you need to know something, the answer will show up. It usually does. If it's the fear of failing, well, we owe it to ourselves to give ourselves a chance. And I like to ask myself, what if I was, 90, 100 years old, and I had a passion to do something, and I look back on my life and think, what if I had just went for it? So that, to me, the fear of not trying is greater than my fear of failing. Now let's talk about some steps so we can mitigate the financial risk. That's still questionable. The first thing you would want to do, obviously, is to have a savings, some kind of cushion, an emergency fund. On the other hand, we don't know how long it'll take to bring in income that will replace whatever it is that you're doing. So you want to ease into it, have a good plan where maybe you project it's going to take me, say, 4 months to make half of the income that I'm making now, and then I can put that away. And with my savings that I have for 6 months, maybe I can leave the job at the 8-month mark, because between the two, it'll replace the income. Or even if it's a little less, you can still manage because you've been crafty and you found ways to move money here and there, kind of like a chess game. If you're a mom, we're really good at that. So that'll give you some confidence so that when you are ready, it'll mitigate a little bit of the fear. Although I don't think it ever really goes away. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're fearless or if you're still shaking in your boots even when you're business is bringing in income. And that segues into the idea of possibly starting your business as a side hustle. I personally don't really like the term side hustle. I get it and I use it, but I don't know. We want it to be our main thing, but my point is start off part-time or do it on the weekend or at night after work, whenever you're not working and you have time. You still have the security of your 9-to-5 income, and you're getting a feel of what's working and what isn't, and possibly gauging what kind of income you can realistically expect with your business. And doing this allows you to build your brand. You can really do what you want to do without as much risk and see what works, bring in a little bit of income, and validate your business plan without as much risk. You might want to create a business budget too. You'll be surprised once you start building a website and promote it. There's so many apps and resources and funnels, if that's your thing, if you're going to do, say, a service-based business or you're selling courses. But even if you're selling products, everything costs, whether it's $9 here, $10 there. A budget if you're going to be doing your own graphic designs and logos, or if you're going to be doing your own content creation, whatever it is, those are little extra expenses that maybe we don't plan for. If I cut out this, that, and this, that gives me an extra $100 a month that I can allocate towards my business or as part of an additional savings as you make that transition. I personally like to use spreadsheets and a software. It's the Wave app. I love it because it's free. It's kind of like a QuickBooks, but there's a phone app version. I use the desktop, and you can make categories and you can link it to your checking account, your credit cards, your saving, any financial account that you have. What I like about it is that it creates a journal and you can label what each expense is, so that way you can see where your money is going. I know it kind of sounds cliche and it's a bummer to have to do that, but it takes the work out of it. All you have to do is log on, hit your journal. Usually it'll learn your patterns and behaviors, and it'll assign what an expense is to, like, oh, this is shopping, this is gas or utilities, business expenses that you label. And when it's a reoccurring bill or a company, it'll do all the work for you, and that's also a helpful tool to help manage and budget your money. The fifth thing you want to do, am I counting? I don't know if have I been counting. Next up is building multiple streams of income. And what I mean by that is have some other streams in addition to your main business. For instance, you could do freelancing, you could do affiliate programs, create digital products. It would help if they are complementary to your main business, but hey, if you have something that's totally left and you know, you can make it work, go for it. But I think it's a little bit easier if it complements. For example, for me as an artist, if I'm selling, my main business is online prints, canvases. If I am affiliated, when I tell other artists about paint supplies, brushes, I'm gonna get a small commission of that as an affiliate. That's not my main business, but it complements my main business because I'm using their products. Also, if you're doing an online store, whether you use Shopify, Squarespace, they also have affiliate programs when you recommend others to use their website. Last, I want to talk about mindset and support system, which for me is really the biggest and most important thing for me, mindset. Usually fear is a sign that we're stepping out of our comfort zone, right? And there's some push and pull and resistance, especially depending on how long we've been doing it, especially if you're, say, in the 9-to-5 world. If you've been in it for 10, 20, 30 years, that's a whole different muscle than the muscle you flex for being a business owner and entrepreneur. So it's important to give ourselves some grace, surround ourselves with people that really have our back, or not. I think there's something to be said about not oversharing and not telling everybody your plans and your goals and dreams, because just like how we have a certain comfort zone, so do they. And a lot of times their comfort zone is seeing you as you are. Choose wisely who you share with, whatever tools you have, whether it be meditating, prayer, your religion, all of the above. They always say in business, what's your why? Be clear about your why. If you're not motivated or being consistent, your why isn't big enough. And I used to think that that was kind of like, it's BS. Like, if you want to do something, you're going to do it. But now I get it, because when you are really serious and you want something and you're not seeing results, you're not seeing money come in, but you find, say, a role model or somebody that's doing it, and you match that with your why, it helps so much more with your mindset. So to wrap all of this up, remember, overcoming the fear of financial insecurity is a process. It's normal and it's gonna be there. And even when we think it's gone, it may come back. So give yourself some grace. If you like this video, please like it. If you watched this long, please subscribe. I'm very grateful for it. Until next time, bye.